See, Danelle's so unintelligent that she thinks that her page is on private, right? Well, anybody can type right in Danelle stall fugate and go right to her page. It's not private. I'm able to just go right to your page. So this is what she put out in February, right? After she had, it's on my channel where she called me like 7 times in a row, and I said, "Hey, my kids are asleep. I can't talk right now." And she said, "I don't give a shit." Then she jumped up on my panel. She said, "Go live, go live." I went live right now, and then accused me of sexually molesting my children and got told off by my 15-year-old, right? So I want to see what's happening with this. Let's check this out. Danelle stall fugate. It was back in February. Been a long time, right? That's when she tried to, she wanted to come in. Nobody's coming to your. Nobody came to you. You came to us. Why would I wait all these years to stalk? The word stalk. I love that. If you're in a public forum and you got your name on your stuff, it's not stalking when somebody looks at your page, dumbass. I have a stalker of sorts. I can't really do a lot about it because he toes the line, which means he follows the law. That's what towing the line is. Walk the line. Because I follow the law. And most do not want to deal with internet or cybercrime. Wrong. They will if there's a crime. He has recently made it known to me that he intends to send friend requests or call any of and all of my Facebook friends. Well, Danelle can't post that, right? She can't post that because I never said that to her. I'm not worried about her friends. I'm not worried about people that feel like Darlie's innocent. I'm worried about people that lie about it. That's why my page is called Stop the Lies. My transition from support to non-support began with a lie that Darlie Key told us supporters. And I felt duped. She lied. And when I caught her in the lie, she told me she always thought Darren had something to do with this as a supporter. She tells me, we were talking about Darren put up a Facebook page. I was running the group Free Darlie over there. And I said, I felt like he had something to do with it too. All right, that's why I was over there. I felt like he had something to do with it, and that Darlie didn't do it. And so we were talking about it in Free Darlie one time. Why do we think that Darlie's innocent? And I said, well, I feel like Darren had something to do with it. And they started to jump all over me. See, back then you can't, you weren't able to. It was before the last defense and before all that, but you weren't able to accuse Darren because they wouldn't have it. They simply wouldn't have it at all. Right? So I posted, well, I think Darren had something to do with it, blah, blah, blah. And they started jumping all over me and telling me I didn't deserve to be in their group and blah, blah, blah. And all this, right? And I said, no, wait a minute. I said, I'm not the only one that thinks that. I said, Darlie Key thinks that too. Oh, she does not. Now you're sitting there lying, Bryan. So I took our private messages where she said it to me, and I put it in the group where you could clearly see her saying it. And then it became, well, why are you sharing private messages? Not that I was right. Why are you sharing private messages? Blah blah blah. All right, Darlie Key, and that was after Darlie Key came in there and said, I most certainly do not think Darren had anything to do with it. So that's where it started with a lie. And to this day, they still do this stuff, right? They can't help but come watch my page. They can't help but look. This is a general reminder that not all people are as they appear. I certainly can privately share more information if you get any strange requests or messages. I would imagine he's already started sending out friend requests from anybody that comments on anything I post. I'm not worried about them. They can feel like she's innocent all they want. They can't help it they listen to the wrong people. I do not know his exact intentions, but I do know they cannot be good. Yeah, to show people what you're doing, what you're saying, that's what's on my channel now. Please let me know if you do get any strange requests from somebody that you do not know specifically from the Ohio area. And if you want more information, just talking about giving my information out, which is fine. I'm an open book. I don't hide. I certainly can provide that. I do have everything set as private. No, you don't, or I wouldn't be on your page right now. But unfortunately, it's very possible that he has access to my pages somehow. If it's on private, I can't get access to it no matter what. I have reached out to legal representatives, and there is actions in the works. So essentially, I'm just building a case. Well, you fucked that up by coming to my channel, by all the messages I have from you, by the phone calls I have from you, by getting up on my channel and saying that my kids haven't told on me yet. You know, and I was so angry with you that I didn't even mention this part. You were telling me that I was sexually abusing my kids. Why are you so worried about my dad messing with Danelle, messing with Darlie? Is it because you do it yourself? Is it because they haven't told on you yet? Well, what happened when Darlie told? Tell me what happened when Darlie told on her. You guys protect him. You protect people who hurt children. And you can't skirt around it. Kathy Ramsey said, oh, he just jumped on her, because she was dressing slutty and all that. So he jumped on her and, showed her what it would be like if she got raped. That's what Kathy Ramsey said. But it began at age 8. And it didn't end until her teen years. And again, I can't stress enough, it bothered her enough that she wrote about it just a month or so before the murders in her diary. I don't know why Dennis did what he did to me. I don't know what hurt him. Who hurt him? I would love to see this fellow behind bars for the amount of distress and torment he has caused. You just love it. You would just love that, but you have no evidence of it. So I do know what it's like to be falsely accused of a crime. Unfortunately, Darlie doesn't. He is irrational and very realistically has mental health diagnoses that make him even harder to deal with. Do you have my medical file? Do you have my, really? Mental health problems? Just be cautious if you want to unfriendly me. That's totally cool too. I'm not on Facebook for the popularity contest. I just love the connections it facilitates with my family and friends that aren't local. Now, I've been talking to Rich on and off on the phone for probably 5 years. We talked a lot, actually. Quite a bit. Sometimes we spend an hour, 2 hours on the phone. I'm not the only supporter he talks to. Non-supporter he talks to. He reached out to me, he wanted to pick my brain, and then I started picking his brain, and Rich tells me he has doubts. I don't care what anybody says. He has told me several times that he's got doubts. He's not sure if she's guilty or innocent. And I'm like, well, why are you putting your neck out there like this? But Rich builds me up on his, you go look through his things, when I'm up on his panel one time, he builds me up. Right? Now, to my face, he builds me up, right? But behind my back, he'd like to see me be in jail. All right, now this is what I want to put out to you too, Sully, and to Mystery Maverick, because I've heard him talk shit about you guys behind your back. Right, and I called him out on this, and he said he didn't recall putting a like on that. He didn't recall it. And I'm like, Rich, why would you do that? She's talking about bringing up false charges on me, have me put. I don't recall it. Right, so I'm telling you, Mystery Maverick, you look like a joke to the people who he's talked shit about you behind their back. He especially hates it when you interrupt him. He especially hates that because she interrupts me all the time. And as far as Sully, I know page again, blah, blah. But now he's promoting you guys. He's a fake ass, two-faced bullshit person. He's in love with Darlie. He can tell me he has doubts. Right? Or I wouldn't have continued talking to him. He has doubts. That's why I left him alone. I didn't go and record every call we had. I didn't record any calls that I know of. I'm looking. I think I might have one. But this is what the two-faced piece of shit will do. Right? Well, I don't remember doing it. I don't remember that post. That's what he told me. That's some pussy shit, Rich. Well, let's look down here. You can hide your friends list, blah, blah, blah. Well, you can hide your friends list, but you can't hide the likes. You can hide your whole page. She said it's set to private. You can see. It's not set to private. This is how stupid she is. He's either got someone on my friends list or he's reaching out to those who comment on my post. That means you have a mole. Contestants number one coming right up. Funny but not funny at the same. No, I just look at your page. I just type in your name on Facebook. I'll show you here in just a second. And, I don't get mad at these people, that say I'm harassing because they're believing her. He already screenshot his comment on his YouTube. Diana claims to have been in the house uh, over on Eagle Drive, but she made a mistake because I've been in the house over there. Danelle's been in the house over there. She said, "No, that bathroom isn't right there by the wall where Damon fell. It's down the hallway. No, it's exactly right across from where Damon was at. Is where that little half bath is. I think it's a half bath." Oh Lord, he's trying to drum up some views. I'm not worried about views. I'm worried about quality views. My channel before this one, I averaged 8,000 views on my Darlie videos. Ask Rich. Some of my Darlie videos had hundreds of thousands of views. We took that down. You got to take it down. When you live off taxpayers' money, he's got to get paid another way. Well, my YouTube channel is not monetized. I don't get paid that way. I'm not the one that's asking for $2.99 a minute like Sully does. $2.99, join her. Sully is getting paid. I am not. Sully claims to work for you guys. No, she claims to work for you guys. I don't know where they get this taxpayers' money. Blah blah blah. See, that's why you get called out, Diana Loman Patterson, bitch. Susan, this guy knows how to get past all that. Yeah, by following the law. That's the only way you can get past it. If you don't want to be charged with a crime, you follow the law. That's not towing the line. That's within the law legal limits. And this bald-headed motherfucker here has always got something to say. But, he's all right. I'm not going to mess with him. You have to believe there's a reason why he is on the podcast that we are on, Danelle. Why does Rich let me go up there? Because we were friends. Actually, I was friendly with him until I saw that and I called him out on it. That's why he decided to shut his podcast, where he's pre-recording now and all that stuff. Now, I asked Danelle, is that me that you're talking about? No. Is it? Is it? Is it? I said, I want you to take that down. Is that me you talking about that post you left up there? No. Is it? Because he has no life and wants people to think he knows what he's talking about for once in his life. I do know what I'm talking about on this case. I do. I know she's guilty as hell. And I can prove it to any one of you. Any one of you wants to debate with me. Without going, oh, you molested your kids too. No. Sorry, bud, this ain't it either. Maybe he should try origami, or he could talk about what it's like to be a convicted low-level criminal with no goals, ambitions, or other than annoying others. Well, Darlie's a convicted criminal, isn't she? Robbie Key was convicted, wasn't he? 1991 grand theft truck on his farm, on his property. All right. Rich allows him on there because we were friends. That's why he allowed me on there. We never had a problem until I seen some two-faced bullshit. Now, let's see something from the family. Okay, this one from Dana. Dana Michelle, who left the window open. Right? Could you tell us your sister's state of mind that night? And she left the stage. That Dana, the one that started crying and left the stage when Lisa Gibbons asked her, can you tell us Darlie's state of mind that night? She looked down at the ground and started crying. Now, Dana, this I have for you, and you're welcome to come under my YouTube. All of you are. This I have for you. Darlie said in her first statement that she asked you to go home because she wasn't feeling well. But nowhere else in her statement of the day or how things were that day, nowhere did she say she wasn't feeling well. But you stated that you wanted to go home to see your boyfriend. Which one is it? She couldn't have you there spending the night when she's getting ready to kill her kids. That's okay. Now this one, mental illness with obsessive tendencies. Well, are you obsessed? Because you go on Rich's panel all the time. Are you obsessed? You run groups for Darlie too. Are you obsessed? Or you just don't think that it's fair that she's in there? I don't think it's fair that Devin and Damon are in the ground. And I speak out about it. Are you obsessed, Kathy Ramsey, Annie Oakley? Are you? Now you can look at my previous videos. I've got a phone call from her saying, I don't know why did you direct that at me? All supporters, and I try to be fair to supporters because they have a right to their opinion too. Fake. Just like Rich. He's been an idiot around 24 years. Yeah, that's when I decided to support Darlie. 24 years, probably, yeah, about that long. The only way to stop is press charges. Well, how'd that work out for you, Darlie Key? You tried it. I told them cops to go fuck themselves. Because you're messaging me. You're demanding my print be compared to 85J. I told them and I put it up for everybody to see when them cops called me. Well, I don't want you messaging her. I said, I don't give a fuck what you want. I message who I want. I said, you should be dealing with crime in your city. They laughed at Darla Key. They laughed at her. She had no evidence of her being harassed. She had evidence of us fighting. You don't accuse somebody of killing two kids and demand their print be compared to 85J and then claim that you're being harassed. Y'all can look at the phone call that I got from her. It's on my page. You know, when my son committed his crime, Darla Key was the first one to call me and say, you can call me anytime you want, and I pray for your family. Two-faced. Two-faced people that stayed married to Dennis after he diddled your daughter. These people protect people who harm children. They've got a history of it. They do it to this day. Most of and this one. This is a friend of mine. Or she was. She's two-faced like the rest of them. So Danelle says it wasn't about me. Right? They call this harassment. Look at some of their other family. I like Tracy. This is her daughter. Let me show my crazy side. Well, I've talked to her, and she's actually a really nice girl. You need to. Oh, we don't want to see any of the Routier, uh, Darlie Peck, Stall, Malk. We don't want to see any of that bloodline's crazy side. We've already seen that. We know about that crazy side. Let me know how I can help, Brooklyn Page. Let me know how I can help. And when I talked to her, she was a very reasonable, very logical person. She really was. I enjoyed speaking to her. Really smart. But she had a chance to show her crazy side. Let me know how I can help. Jump right in there, huh? Let him send a friend request. I sent a friend request to none of her. I'm not worried about people who support Darlie. I'm worried about people who tell lies about me. Is there a way to make the police aware of what's going on just for security's sake? They are aware since February. I haven't heard a thing because there's no evidence against me. None. There's evidence against her. My daughter had to tell her off. This site just messaged me about my comment because you're talking about me. I have a right to stand up for myself. Well, you live off the government. Yeah, I got a right to stand there. And I said, I don't live off the government, idiot. So that I can say that site just posted about me. Dumbass. You're an idiot. This one's an idiot. I must admit, you didn't block me. You just showed that it came from me. I don't have fake Bryan.St.John profiles. Well, he has no life because he messaged you to ask because she's over here posting why you live off the he lives off the government. I messaged her and said, "Bitch, I don't live off the government." Okay, so get your story straight. Now, everybody that knows me knows that this is my actual profile, and if I she blocked me after that, that's not harassment. So if that's a fake profile, Diana, then how's Rich a mutual friend? Chew on that. All the way down to the bottom here. Do you need my security services? That one will get a message. Let's see who this bitch is. Ah, Willis Point. Yeah, that one will get a message. I'll help him. I'll help you out, Elizabeth Jacobs. That one will get a message. But this is how they lie. I don't bother with her anymore. We all know she's an idiot. She runs the, I think it's a Darlie's Innocent page or something like that over there. But she's the one that immediately made Ryan Kester, a 14-year-old kid, an administrator of that group over there. And they protected him and protected him. And they wouldn't let me talk to him, but they let him say smart ass stuff to him. So I looked him up and I found his mother's phone number. And I called and I said, look, these Darlie supporters have got a grip on him. They're using him and his intelligence to push off this thing about she's innocent. Well, if you look up Ryan Kester today, He's a non-supporter. He's been trying to get access to the files. He speaks out against Darlie all the time. He's very highly intelligent. I never did get a thank you from him or his mom. Dumbasses. Uh, Anybody can just go right to your page. All I gotta do is type your name in.